Okay, hello. It's Thursday night, and I've been thinking about this topic for a couple of days now. So, I'm going to talk about things that nobody talks about to new teachers. Something like that. The title's going to be something like that. This is my fourth year teaching. I'm teaching high school right now, but I was teaching middle school before that. Um, I'm going to talk about three things that I learned from these years that I didn't know about when I was starting. So, the first thing, you hear it all the time, but the first thing I didn't know about that I had to learn is that classroom management is super hard. And the reason I wanted to add that in is because I think that sometimes when you're starting a teaching career, people talk about classroom management like it's something basic. Or I used to hear people say, oh, all you need is good classroom management and you'll be okay. As long as you have good classroom management, you'll be fine. And I remember being like, okay, I got this. I just need good classroom management. And then the class would start and I would be like, I don't even know what that means. So, also, I did study Spanish education in school, and we made classroom management plans, and I did student teach, but it did not compare to when I actually had my own classes. Turning in a classroom management plan assignment does not compare to what classroom management actually is. So that is first off. But to me, classroom management is literally anything and everything that a teacher does in the class. From how the teacher talks to the students, how strict they are about phones in the class, how strict they are about talking when they're giving instructions or talking when another student is sharing, the how you give feedback, how you return work, how consistent are you with grading, how do you communicate to parents. Literally everything that a teacher does, I think, is classroom management. And if a teacher is maybe slacking in one department of that, the class will feel it and it will affect the classroom management. So, yeah, that's what I've learned from these few years. Number two is that, and I'm not going to be giving a whole lot of tips right now in this video. I'm just going to be listing. Number two is that lesson planning can be really hard. Again, in college, you submit lesson plans and the way they do everything that it requires you, the template requires you to do. But it's not until you are teaching the same group of students every day that you kind of really learn how to lesson plan. And even when you, like myself, that I have a few years of experience, I still struggle with it, and is something that takes practice. So I think lesson planning is hard. You have to have smooth transitions, meaning when you're transitioning from one part of the lesson to another, it's really easy for the students, for you to lose the students if it's not smooth. So having clear steps on what they should do, what do they take out next, what will we be doing next, what things like that, step by step instructions is important, and you have to be very prepared in order to have those type of steps ready, because if you're not prepared, you're not going to know what the next steps are, what instructions to give students to take out next, to where to write, what to write. Okay. And the last thing that that no one tells new teachers is that teaching might take over your life. Teaching might take over your day. And I definitely felt this as a first year teacher. I felt this, and I didn't really feel it that much as in my second year because I did it school through Google Meets because it was COVID. And I really felt it during my third year, and right now I still feel it, is teaching takes over your life. And I guess that's normal. You're gonna teach from the time that the school day starts until school ends, and then you have to prepare yourself for the week, for the next day. And you have to plan. You have to maybe grade stuff. You have to contact parents, and you might work hours after school is over. Me personally, I love to work in the morning. Sometimes, no, I love to work in the morning, like the hour, a little bit over an hour before school starts. That's my time. Um, and I also, when school ends, I have to rest a little bit, eat. I like to work out, but then I go back to work at night until I go to sleep. That's not Other teachers have different ways they do it, and everyone's goal is to not work so much. But I think that the reason teachers work so much is because they feel like if they don't work as much as they do, then their classes won't be as good as they want them to be. If they don't work the amount of hours they work out of school, they're not going to like the way the classes are going, the way they feel. So teachers like to be prepared and feel good during the day and have good exciting lessons for their students, and that's why they work so much. So to wrap up this little video, classroom management is hard, takes practice, and it's a science. Number two, lesson planning is hard, and it's also a science, and hopefully there are people that can help you. YouTube videos are helpful with classroom management as well. And number three, teaching might take over your day, and you have to just find a way to balance it. And that is all. Okay, I hope this video was helpful to somebody. If you have questions about my experience so far, you can ask me in the comments. All right, and that's all for this video. Okay, bye.